Live streaming is on.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone from the Uber. I guess we're doing quick intros. So I'm Rafa, live in Tijuana. We've got a decentralized finance space here that where we've received a couple of you guys already. So anyone who wants to come and hang out from our offices here, we've got living spaces and everything. It's pretty cool. What can I bring to Giveth 2.0? I'm a customer journey expert. I've spent 6 years consulting for major corporations on their business development, specifically on their go-to-market strategy and how to onboard new customers and how to open new products and new markets. So the part that I'd like to bring to Giveth 2.0 is to help out. I was also a consumer. I'm also a consumer of Giveth. I've used it, and I think I've laid out kind of what I see would be a good set of steps that we could take at the beginning in the Telegram group. And so I'm happy to discuss that and help out in any way I can at the very beginning, which is determining the use case, determining the alpha users and their needs, and understanding the touch points that they would have with our platform to come up with this customer journey, which is one of the main inputs that's used in the UX side before to make that first wireframe.
Thank you. I think you're passing to Stas, right?
Yeah, I'm the only one who's left now. So me as well, I'm very excited to be here. It's really nice to meet you guys. Max told me a lot about this project, and I'm really excited to be part of it. I hope that we can build a great and interesting process around it as well. So, thanks.
Just to check up, we also have a new nickname person. Does this person want to talk in the check-in round? Or maybe it's a double of somebody's account.
New nickname?
Yeah, I see a person.
Oh, that's me. Guys, yeah, I come straight out of the bathtub with a child on my lap, so I'm not even dressed, just for your mental image. But it's cool, right? Like, way to have a meeting. So, yeah, I guess I'm a long-term member of Giveth, like from the second hour with Griff, I was there, and I was running much of our back-end stuff that was not the dApp itself, but the rest around it, also the community, deployments helping the community, coding helping the community. I'm a web designer, front-end, video guy. I'm very integrative person from the thing, like what I can bring to the table is I can integrate a lot, I can learn and like facilitate many things. I'm not a discipline expert, like very hardcore in one direction. I'm more generalizing. But yeah, that's me. I have started a paper for us. It doesn't have to be in this form, but I would like to have discussions about really the next steps and taking also an example from how the Common Stack did it the last time. Really try to form sprints that have a budget so we can have a clear discussion and have a clear communication with whoever wants to support us, might it be with their time or maybe with some funding, because we will need help from many other sources and people, and it's always great if you really know what you want. So that would be nice to have this in the very beginning. Gosh, so good this cam is off. Okay, I give it to, I don't know, I came late, so I don't know who still has to go.
I think you're last. So, Max.
Yeah, we finished. Thanks so much. So now we'll go to the screen share mode, just to kind of establish the focus of our conversation. So we pass check-in. You see my screen, right? and we're now like in the main stage, and we'll be finishing with the closing round. So I've seen some question on which stage we're at. Whose question was that?
That was mine.
Great. Okay. Any other questions? Like I want to discuss personas and use cases, so to say. Any things we need to discuss as well that you feel important now at this call? Okay,
I would
you
like
can
to
add
talk about the proposed stages that I put in there. So we are in stage 0. So and it would be nice to, like I said, have that plan, and it would be cool to see if we can sign it off or change it, or if it's a stupid idea, just let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So we have four questions. Should we go in this order, or should we prioritize something?
Order looks good to me.
Okay, good. So for the personas and use cases, do you like? Let's brainstorm what personas. By personas, I mean the like type of the customer or a consumer we have on the platform currently. What are the people who use it now, or who use Giveth in the future? How would you call those people?
Donors.
Donors.
We call them change makers, but basically the people who want to create a milestone and have it be funded. People raising money.
Change makers. Well, do we have entrepreneurs? Oh, yeah, thanks so much. Donors is something else. Yeah, but can we be more specific? Because like currently people donate in crypto, so this is not regular people, right? This is more of the crypto.
Yeah.
Crypto
Definitely.
whales. I don't know, or crypto guys.
Yeah, it's definitely cryptocurrency, guys. There aren't that many whales using it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Decentral is one of the big users. Burners.
Yeah. How would you call like what is the type of, if anybody else wants to do like a camp like that, not only on the Burning Man, how would you call this type of a user?
Danny, what do you think?
Organizer, maybe public group leader, community manager. How about community manager?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Uh-huh.
I want to say communities themselves, maybe DAOs or computer-aided communities or regular communities.
Mm-hmm.
One of the use cases, sure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of organizations that want transparency, right? Like, so that's what decentral. That would be Fair Data Society, those are the main users. Common Stack. They all just want transparent funding. And actually, Fair Data Society is receiving donations, but the other two, it's a little bit different. It's not purely donations.
Mm-hmm. If you can see, like I always add the specific like role, so it's not like the community creates a campaign. There's a community leader or manager. Same with like organization. There's always some specific person starting this. So we always should kind of think of the portrait of a specific person. Okay.
Yeah. We also have givethers, like people who are building the dApp, and like, because they're also reviewers. There's the list of people who can be reviewers, and it's only givethers. I don't know if that's like a
builders and reviewers.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also like remembering our experience with Telegraph, the givers in our case was the like grant program manager.
Yep.
Someone had also mentioned DAOs. I don't know if that's specifically different enough from any of these personas, but it does like bear repeating, I think.
DAOs have been receiving money.
The important thing is that they would have more value by using Giveth than some other solution. That's why I think it's important. And I also think that talking about the other orgs, there are more than you know. I don't want to go in detail now, but so I really think a lot of organizations want transparent funding, internal or external.
How do you like the list now? Is it clear enough? Is it full enough?
I think so.
Okay. So
Think
now,
about people making it for themselves. The only thing I'm maybe missing is like if I wanted to run a campaign for myself or my family or you know a personal kind of thing.
individual.
I don't know. Yeah, I like that maybe. Yeah, individual.
Okay. Well, we can also like I can add. You can call this type of person the creator. So if I'm a, like I don't know filmmaker, I want to produce an indie film. I'm not sure which would that be the main use case, but in order to have that in the list, I also added it.
Thinking there's something like project owner, like people who have a budget that they want to transparently track. So just a project owner.
Mm-hmm.
But you're very quiet, Dani.
Can I merge this with the with this one, like project manager striving for the transparency?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm mostly just going to be listening here. You won't be able to hear me very well. I'm kind of multitasking. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So like I use a lot of design thinking tools when working with this stuff, and I like to do it like in next way. I've created a mural and I've shared the link to it in the document and also in the chat. So what would be really cool if we could vote for these things, you know, which personas you think are the most important at this stage. I know like not everybody is on the computer to do that. Maybe we can, you know, hear from them in the end, but whoever uses the computer, do you mind going to this link? I'll share it in the chat again.
Sorry, I suggest to probably separate those two things. So there are two main types of users, like the givers and the receivers of the fund. Probably first of all, we can divide them.
Can you speak up?
It's yeah, I thought about that, but I think it's like you always start with somebody. So if, for example, on Amazon, the most important people are, or like on eBay, the most important people are the sellers. They're like great. Like if the service is great for sellers, the customers will come. And some services, like in Uber, if you have a lot of customers, then the drivers will come. So we have a platform, and all of these people could use this platform. But just in order to prioritize, because we can't like work, like progress on every one of them, we should kind of start with the who do we think is the
Sure,
yeah?
I just mentioned the vote.
But yeah, let's try it out and see if we would see that doesn't lead us somewhere. We will change. So I'll start a session. I will provide everybody 5 voting points. So you can kind of give you can give 5 points to one card. You can distribute 3 to 2 cards, or like however you want. So I'm starting the voting. Just
Wait, what are we voting on? Who's the most important?
yeah, who's the most like let's prioritize which persona we want to review first. Who is the most important for us at this stage? And if
So we
you
want to review first?
come again?
The first person we want to review first? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So we want to kind of outline the use cases, but it's made
so
for the.
It's the most important user.
Yeah. Just to see the our internal like signal internally on what we collectively think.
Wow, we have 8 people voting. Nice.
Yeah.
Can you tell if everyone's voted?
Yeah, I see. I see like 3 people are left to vote.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, funny.
Anonymous horse, come on. Get it together. You're supposed to be the fast one. Okay, anonymous horse might not want to vote.
The
Yeah,
horse, I think I had to reconnect. It might be my old session, the horse.
Oh, okay.
I see all has 1 vote left, and
Who's the
then
creator?
it's like the artist or film producer or like blogger.
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's see. So yeah, with the big lead, crypto donors and givers is the most important user for us, as it seems, right? I'll publish the results to the document. But sorry, I meant like whoever hasn't voted on the mural, maybe you can also express your feelings about it. Or everybody had done it. Hi, Lori.
How many people do we have in this meeting? I mean,
We have 8 people, so probably everyone voted.
Okay.
Let's say.
Okay, perfect. And the next stage is the value proposition. So I'll quickly create a small canvas where we can understand better what this person needs. Is what I do clear to everybody? Have you tried the design thinking techniques before? Or maybe I need to answer some questions.
You've led me through it before, so.
Okay.
I'm sure, but maybe some people will have questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask any questions.
oh,
Oh no, it's getting messy.
painkillers.
It's sometimes getting slow when lots of cars are there. Yeah. So I think the picture will load, but no, it won't load because it's locked. Unlock. Copy. Paste. Yeah. So we have this typical canvas where we on the right we have the persona persona side, and on the left we have the product side. So our persona is called the crypto donor giver, and the first thing we want to understand about him is what his job to be done, what he's trying to achieve. And sorry, lots of cards here from the other sprints, so I will remove them. But do you mind just adding text to this yellow cards on the right? What do you think is the jobs to be done for this person? Do you know the concept of jobs to be done, by the way?
Can you say more about it?
Yeah, so it came out of marketing that, for example, a person is buying a drill not because he needs a drill, but because he needs a hole in the wall. Or, for example, you can go to the cinema not because you want to the cinema, but because you are getting a girl to a date and want to spend nice time, or maybe you want to have some emotions and so on. So we're just trying to understand why, like what in the context of our product, what this donor is trying to achieve.
Okay. Wait, how do we grab them? Oh, there we go.
You can click twice on the cards and just add text here. So I will start with something like, I don't know, support the projects I love. Yeah, I'll lock it to preserve it in the future. Come on. Yeah, lock. This is like a collective intelligence exercise. So
And
you
where are we putting stickies? In the the triangle of the circle for crypto donors?
on the right, there are like tasks or like jobs to be done.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Hmm. There could be not like 10 of them, but the more release, the better. And I will set like a minute to that to think and write. Okay. Thanks. We can always add to that, but so far we already have lots of great things. Grief, I think you're one of the prominent representatives of this type. Maybe you can name things you kind of are more associated with and mention others. Would you mind presenting it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely providing transparency for the funds being used, putting my crypto to work, which isn't here, but like, you know, there aren't a lot of options for donating crypto, so having a space to do it without having to convert the crypto into something else or send it to someone who I know is just going to convert the crypto, is another value. Obviously, supporting the projects. Like I don't see accounting on here, but like that's another like use task that's being done for me. It's just like, hey, look, here's where the money went. You know, it goes with transparency, but I think accounting is another step forward. I don't care about a tax write-off, and but yeah, reputation, like for people to be able to see, look, like I'm donating money to this, like it clearly shows my intentions are, you know, to make these things happen as opposed to just like say about it. You know, building authenticity is a like that you're willing to put your money where your mouth is kind of a thing. Is part of it. Yeah, it goes with reputation. Yeah, making the connection with people, like it's kind of cool that you can have a direct connection to someone. You don't have to go through some other organization or like anything. It's like, here's the money, Yeah, the bounty aspect, being able to put the money in escrow and then see that it gets paid, as it does, or also to be able to trust other organizations to do it. If that's the direction you want, having these options of funding methods. I don't know if that's like a job or a task, but that's kind of a use case for it.
Okay.
Maybe it's a gain, honestly.
Yeah, sure. Well, what about this support the project's fund infrastructure they need? Like, what can you tell about that?
Well, yeah, I mean that's like maybe need is a strong word. For me, it's mostly just want. Like I want to see DApp node. I want to see Bright ID. I want to see these. I say infrastructure, but really it's just like public goods or like I could invest in companies, right? But there's no other way for me to use crypto to support organizations that are providing communal resources or a value to the community. So this is the only way I know of. I guess there's other options, Crypto Unlocked, and there's Spring, and maybe you could even use Augur. I guess Crypto Unlocked uses Augur. There are now some other options, but when this Giveth started, there wasn't.
Sounds good. Okay, so next one is understanding gains and pains. Again, we just work like it's called together alone. So we add cards, like I'll set up like 3 minutes to that. It is about like gains are like pains, for example, in the process of achieving those jobs to be done with the current methods. There are some hurdles, problems. I don't know, like for example, it can be complicated or I don't know, like costly or something. Whatever feels like is a problematic or unwanted goes to the red cards. Whatever is like what can be like nice achievement or bonus or pleasure in this process goes to the green.
Oh my God, only 1 minute.
Don't worry, if needed, I'll do that extra.
And are we thinking are we talking Giveth 2.0 or are we talking Giveth 1.0?
We're talking about the current, like your current task or need or feeling. So we would like to, like in the next version, we would kind of try to satisfy those things. But we come from the what's needed at first place. Okay. And once more, Griff, do you mind highlighting things that you felt most important and covering other things shown here?
Well, I think just in general, it's really easy to find lots of problems. There's so many problems with the Giveth app. I mean, the current DApp has been in a place where we've been wanting to go live, but it's never been good enough to onboard users. So we haven't been. So honestly, I'm surprised there aren't way more red cards or pink cards. Onboarding new users is probably the hardest thing. If you're not crypto savvy, there's no point in even trying. And we're just not integrated for anyone who's not crypto savvy. And that goes along with the fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat situation. There is just constant bugs, and the purposes of the Giveth app often are unfulfilled because of those bugs. Where it's you want accounting, but then all of a sudden the DApp is missing funds that are in their campaign, or funds you want to have access to your funds, but then you don't. The Telegraph had some of those issues, right? There's also I was seeing it, but I didn't see it here. Let's see. There's not enough users on it, but that's the thing. Legal questions. I don't know. I don't feel like there's that big of a deal. No reputation. I don't know. I don't think that's the biggest problem either. I would say the biggest problem also is there's just not enough other donors to collaborate with. And again, these are choices that we made because of all the bugs and because of the lack of yeah. Oh, and also there's too many options when proposing, and it's just the UX is really bad. But there are positive things. I mean, if you are crypto savvy, and you can do some, at least on the DApp, you can be anonymous. You have to, of course, manage your account correctly to make sure you're getting the funds from an anonymous source, but you have the choice to have an identity or not. It's really nice that anyone can propose ideas, including you as a donor. So you can make a milestone in someone's campaign and fill it and see who puts it there. In an ideal world, you'd have collaborative funding where there's lots of donors that can all share the load and donate to other things, including potentially DAOs. And then, of course, escrow. Having an escrow system, I think we were the first DApp to have an escrow that was out there, which is kind of crazy. But of course, now there's other options, so that's really nice. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone else want to jive on that though? Things I missed.
Yeah. As far as pains and gains, both.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think that efficiency is a gain. There are instances of using the DApp where people are like, dude, this was way easier than doing this process through traditional donations or anything else that would have been available to me. Oh, there isn't anything that could have escrowed things for me. This is way easier than anything I could have come up with. Or there's a lot of people for which traditional financial system interactions don't work. I don't have PayPal. I'm not allowed to have PayPal. They kicked me out for no reason, and it's hard for me to donate to charities a lot of the time because I don't have PayPal. But on Giveth, it's really easy. So it is more efficient for some people.
Yeah, in Sweat, right? The fact that they're in South Africa and the banking system sucks, and anyone from anywhere can donate to them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Before we finish,
thing that Griff was very hard, I think, on the whole system. But you also have a very good overview, and you're very honest. And I think it's really about seeing where Giveth lies in the field of alternatives. And the alternatives are, if we come from the charity side, the alternative are regular campaigns by NGOs and other organizations, or crowdfunding. And both of those are really many problems that suck hard, that almost all of them get addressed. We are not able to solve everything because the debt is not perfect. But so I also wanted to, I think unstoppable campaigns was one thing that Lois said. And this whole thing about transparency and where my funds went is way bigger than, it should be an extra large card. So, but yeah, I'm not saying much new here, but just saying, like, I don't think it's that. I do think we would be able to identify more gains if we look close enough.
I'd also like to just add one thing. You do have no fee from platform as a card, but I kind of think that optional fee from platform might be a little bit more accurate, because we do now have the ability to add a 3% regenerative cut off the top of anything that you donate to a milestone.
I put that here because I wrote it, but because Indiegogo takes like 7% or whatever, and Kickstarter even more. So and ours is just a slider, like you can, if you want. It's not there by default, and put it off.
Sounds good. By the way, I've marked with borders things that Grief mentioned. Just like it's not like it's. I know that currently on the Giveth, Grief is like responsible personally or indirectly for like big part of the funds. So I was just curious, like from the first hands, like I wanted to highlight them with this border, what was important for him. And always feel free to add extra cards. It's continuous work in progress. We don't need to be ideal straight away. Good. So how do we satisfy those? Like now we go into this product like left part. How do we satisfy those tasks and jobs to be done now? Like in names of the features, maybe. What features do we provide to or can provide? It's not like we provide now, but what we can provide to answer those tasks. Again, like 3 minutes, and let's brainstorm together.
To answer the tasks, so features that.
Yeah, the task. The task
what
on the right.
What's the difference between vitamins and products?
Vitamins and painkillers, we will discuss them as the solution to gains and pains. But currently, we just what features allow us to solve these tasks. So, for example, to make a connection with the project and people in the project, we could have, I don't know, social network. I'm just being crazy here, but you know, let's just be super open and creative, just brainstorm whatever comes to us. We won't do everything, we'll prioritize, but let's be open. What can satisfy?
Sorry, I'm still confused. So we're only working in the products zone right now?
Yeah. We're just touching this. So the same as we started with the tasks for the person first. Now we are just brainstorming features, and then we don't touch vitamins and painkillers now, just the features.
And these are things that we have already.
Mm-hmm. Or we can add in the future.
Okay.
I think it's important. I will add extra minute.
Totally.
Называлась молот, когда ты можешь брать гниду.
Называлось Rage Quit. Напишешь, да?
Yeah, rage quit.
Rage Quiet.
Rage quit. Quite a lot of rage you have.
Quietly, please.
I actually just I was just in a conversation with Ryan Zur about the importance of the rage quit.
Oh, cool. We have lots of features. And we also have
I don't understand.
Yeah, Kai? What do you say?
Sorry, I did not understand this. Why is it like a part of the product? What is rage? Well, why is rage quit part of the product, or is it a joke?
No, it's like we're brainstorming ideas. What can help satisfying current needs of crypto donors? Mentioned on the right.
Rage
Like
quit.
it's opt out, the possibility to opt out, basically. All right.
Yeah,
Like look.
We have rage quit in DACs, right? Like you can donate to a DAC, and if you don't like it, you can veto, and you can even get your money back.
Okay.
We never called it the rage quit because that wasn't a thing, but now it's a thing.
Griff likes calling everything rage quit these days.
I'm in a meeting right now. You don't even know. No, just kidding.
Well, ideally, I would like to add vitamins and painkillers. Painkillers are ideas, proposals that would kind of ease up the pains of donors. So, for example, having nice, user testing can be like resolve that, or maybe a fiat gate. And vitamins are like how we can achieve, or strengthen those nice things. But we have only 8 minutes left. So, and we have lots of features. Like also as a step after that, I would kind of vote for the most important ones and so on. But as we have really little time left, I just want to maybe set up a feedback round on the how do you feel we moving so far? What have you learned? What should be our next step? And on that, we will finish our call possibly and continue same time next week. Would you be okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, I can start. So, wow, lots of information. I currently it's usually when I try to describe a product, I need to scratch my head to find some ideas or problems, and currently I see lots of them. So maybe we can highlight the most important, but we already have lots of ideas what can be done. And I also kind of only now understood that after we understood that the crypto investor is the main guy, I kind of feel also much more much happier, much feel more confidence, because I know that at any moment I can go to Griff to check my assumptions, because again he's he's the guy who does it. Maybe the problem is that we don't have many of these crypto donors these days. Maybe their numbers are less than 50 or 100, but in any case that's a clear and understandable use case. And thanks so much. I'm really happy that we did it pretty efficient and fast everybody understood things. Thanks. And passing to Griff.
Yeah, I'm glad that we spent the time on this design stage. I think it was really fun, and I love this little game. I really like the direction this is going. I think if we satisfy crypto donors, everyone else will fall into place. Kind of like what you said with Amazon, is that the sellers are so important. If there's donors, then there'll be projects, and I think that was one of the fails of Giveth 1.0, is that we really focused on the projects and making features for projects. When projects don't need the features, they will jump through whatever hoops they need to, and we just need to make sure that donors are happy. Yeah, and thank you for taking us on. I'm curious if the well, I'll just pass it. I'll pass it to Lorelai.
Sweet. Yeah, I always love the Max mural brain collab sessions. So thank you for that. And this is sweet. I feel myself getting pulled and pulled. It's like, oh, am I just gonna like get totally sucked into Giveth 2.0?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Thanks for this, and I'll pass it to James.
Thanks. So, yeah, it's really overwhelming for me because I'm still quite new to all of this, but I'm super grateful to have the chance to see what people are thinking about, and yeah, it's also very exciting to be able to come in at this time, which feels like the beginning of something new, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I can contribute to this in the future. It looks very exciting. Yeah. And I will pass it on to Kai.
Does it work? Yeah. So thank you, Max, very much for this great tool and experience and walking us through it. I want there to be more of this. This is great. So my one clarifying question would maybe be if we could, at least for the beginning of this design, of the personas, and there's so much stuff to do, that we could maybe make this 2 hours for the next time, because yeah, I was late myself, sorry for that, but yeah, we get a lot of done like this. So if anybody is up for it, I would propose to like have this a larger slot for at least the next week, try it out. And yeah, I feel we're in great hands. Thank you very much. And I give it to Bowen.
Yeah, okay. Well, I want to thank you for showing me my new favorite tool, because I always wondered if there was an easy way to do exactly what I'm looking at. So this is awesome. And yeah, this has been an exciting little thing. And I think I want to second Kai on that, because I think we could have gotten even more done if we had a little bit more time. So I'll second the 2 hour thing for next week. And yeah, I look forward to working on this some more with everybody. Who do we have left? I think Rafa's out because he had a call. And is Stas still in the room with you there, Max?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, thanks guys. It was really interesting to work with you. Thanks Max for facilitation. Cool as always. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next steps and to align more on the process in future. Yeah.
Thanks. Before we finish, anybody do you feel like we want 2 hours next time? Just add extra hour, or anybody has problems with that? No objections? Yay. Thanks so much. We continue to work in the chat however we want, and we'll look into see you in a week and have a bigger session. Ciao.
You, ciao. Oh.
Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.
Oh, don't forget about the stream.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
Does it?
it's been